Well, hi everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Kledeski here on a Monday morning, a brand new month for us meteorologists. A brand new season. We like to call this meteorological spring, and I know spring actually starts later in March here, but we like to start it a little bit early. And the way our weather is shaping up in the days ahead, it'll be very, very appropriate here. Let's take a look first off, and this is something that's very common in the month of March, and that is ice jamming. And of course, with such cold weather in February, a lot of ice on the local streams, rivers here. And we're starting to see some high rivers out there, including the Platte River in eastern Nebraska, where there are some flood warnings in place. But there's a flood watch in eastern Nebraska until noon today. In fact, all of those in effect until noon today. We'll see if they maybe get extended out. But it's not just the Platte River or the Elkhorn River in eastern Nebraska, but the Platte in central Nebraska, the Loop, the Cedar Rivers. There's plenty of rivers, and if you live along these rivers, you know at this time of the year you often see lowland flooding because of the ice jamming. But that's something that we will probably see in the days and weeks ahead. So if you live in one of those areas, just be wary that there may be some lowland flooding. I do not expect this to be the extent of what we had 2 years ago. First off, the ground is not as frozen solid as it was 2 years ago, so we should be able to soak in some moisture. Plus, there's not a lot of moisture ahead of us over the next week and a half ahead of us here, and we've melted off almost all the snow now. There's a little bit left, but not much, so hopefully we're not going to add to that anytime soon. Now on to the forecast for today, which is a quiet one. There is going to be a backdoor cool front that moves into northeast Nebraska, bringing a few clouds there, and a little bit of a wind shift there, but that cool front, right about there. And that should, it kind of washes out with time here today, but it is going to lead to some cooler readings there compared to most places. The winds will die down later today. Most of us will see fairly quiet weather. Tonight, quiet weather, clear skies, but the winds do start to turn southerly, then southwesterly, and they will start to become a little bit breezy towards tomorrow morning. We could see a somewhat breezy day Tuesday ahead of a surface trough. That surface trough by the end of the day kind of splitting the state here. That's kind of, it gives you an idea of where it is. So you have southwesterly winds ahead of it and a lighter north and northwesterly wind behind that surface trough, which will kind of wash out. The winds will die down for Tuesday night. Clear skies, a very quiet night ahead of us, just a couple of clouds out west there. So how are things shaping up in the days ahead temperature-wise? Well, first off today, back to near and above average for everybody. And this is the cool day of the forecast. You can see the effects of that cold front. It's a backdoor cold front, and the reason why we call it a backdoor cold front is because it's coming in from the back door. Typically, our front's coming from the front door, which is out of the west or the northwest. Well, this front is coming in from the northeast, but again, it's kind of stalling out, though, so it will not impact most of us. But you can see the cooler temperatures across these areas right here, where it's going to be in the 20s and 30s, whereas we get to enjoy, for the most part, 40s, and even some lower 50s this afternoon. Tonight's temperatures dropping back into the mid-20s to mid-30s. Not a terribly cold night. Tomorrow, then this is where we really see the warm-up begin. We are talking upper 50s, lower to mid-60s. Wonderful temperatures ahead for your Tuesday. Tuesday night back down into the upper 20s and lower 30s again. Again, nothing unusual. This is slightly above average for this time of the year. And then your Wednesday forecast, like Tuesday, upper 50s and lower to mid-60s, but with less wind. Still plenty of sunshine. And again, you can see it's not far away to the northeast. It is going to be chillier there, so we really get to enjoy the nice weather the next couple of days here. In fact, as you look at the long-range 7-day forecast, here's the 3 days. Again, we bump temperatures up Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday, not all the wind of Tuesday. Thursday, the winds are returned, but we keep the mild weather going. And then a couple of degrees cooler on Friday. Then as we get into the weekend, how about that mid-60s? More sunshine continuing, a little on the windy side Wednesday, or on Sunday, excuse me. That's about the only downside of the weekend. A little windy there. Might be a touch breezy Saturday as well, but winds will really start to pick up. We're talking about 20, 25 mile per hour sustained winds on Sunday. So the only other thing is moisture. There is no moisture for the Tri-Cities in the 7-day forecast. If you were with me, and you haven't watched the weather since last Friday, but if you were watching the weather on Friday, I talked about this slight chance of rain. It looked like there could be a big rainstorm that comes in on Thursday or Thursday night and impacts us, but there were some models that didn't have it at all. Well, things have become a little more, I guess, easier to understand now with that long-range forecast for Thursday into Friday. And again, I keep things dry for the Tri-Cities, but some of you may see moisture at the end of the week here. Let's look at the European forecast model. There's Thursday into Thursday night, as we see a chance of rainfall move into southwest Nebraska. Pretty good low pressure system moving into our southwest. That area of low pressure there near the borders of Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico. Snow in the mountains, Good ski weather if you plan to ski or go out west skiing in the next few weeks with that kind of snow coming in. But we look at rain moving into southwest Nebraska and potentially northern Kansas. And it looks like it's going to be gunning for our area, but then it starts to veer to our south and away from us. So most of us will miss out. This will be a southern plain system. Most of us will miss out with just that southwest area seeing the chance of rain. But here's the GFS forecast model. Fairly similar. Again, lots of snow in the mountains, but just rain for us. Moves into southwest Nebraska. It's a little farther northeast than the European forecast model. It gets a little closer to the Tri-Cities, but again, veers to the south. Powerful area of low pressure down there in Kansas. I mean, I'll back this up here. Look at the winds wrapping around that area of low pressure there in southwest Kansas. It's going to be windy eastern Colorado, but for us, we just get breezy conditions. And the good news is, like I said, most of us miss out on this. Now, it's good news, bad news, depending on if you want it or not. I would prefer to actually get some rain, so bad news is I won't get rain. That means we aren't going to wash off the salt and the grime off the roadways here unless you live in southwest Nebraska or northern Kansas. But if you're wanting to stay dry, or if you're on one of those areas where the rivers are high, this is probably a good news forecast. But the good news is the areas that will be probably getting rain, or at least have a chance of rain with this system, are the driest areas in the local 4 viewing area. Southwest Nebraska and northern Kansas are in the worst of the drought conditions right now. Here is the Drought Monitor. The latest was issued last Thursday. And again, those areas are the most desperate for moisture, and they're going to get it. So that's good news. At least those areas have a chance of rain, even if some of us don't. But and those areas are actually under fire risk as well here. Here's the fire weather watch concerns for those locations. Now, only northern Kansas is in it right now, but I could see more places in southwest Nebraska eventually be put in. This is for tomorrow when it's going to be on the breezy side. Well, one last graphic I want to get to here. This is the long-range 10-day forecast. Today, yes, it is the cool day of the week ahead, or the next 10 days ahead, and it's even a little bit above average. But look at how temperatures will soar all the way through the 10th of March. Now, beyond the 10th of March, it does look like we may settle into a colder weather pattern for the middle part of March here, but at least for the next 7 to 10 days, looks absolutely wonderful. Well, I want to wish you all a wonderful Monday, a happy birthday to the state of Nebraska, and a happy welcome to meteorological spring, and it will certainly feel like it in the coming days ahead. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you all again on your Tuesday morning. Take care. Enjoy your Monday, and God bless. Bye.